Alright y'all, so this is the first video that I'm doing in which I am doing a recap of the trade. So I'm going to just go ahead and get into this. This is my first one, so y'all bear with me. But just wanted to start going over my trades. I am in a current combine with Topstep, and I'm using Trade of 8. I am thinking about moving to the Topstep X platform. Primarily so that I can try to run like Python scripts, basically run my bot on the Topstep X platform for futures, because the bot right now is currently for Forex. So, and it's been so much just trying to find a prop firm that will allow me to use fully automated trading bots. So apparently Topstep X has API capabilities, so we're gonna hope that actually we're just gonna hope that they continue to build out that platform and that their technology is sound. I haven't been able to play with it yet. I think you got to pay for Topstep. You got to pay for a membership for Topstep, and then you also have to pay for the Project X platform. So I'm gonna try to get to that at some point, but for right now, I'm back to manual trading. And in regards to manual trading, I am trying a new strategy in which I trade overnight and kind of swing it. The reason why I'm doing that is because if I get in here at 8:30 or 9:30 in the morning, then I do have to I feel like I don't have enough time because the prop firm closes trades at 3 o'clock, and then that just messes everything up for me. And forbid that it be 3 o'clock, and the trade is in drawdown. So what I've started to do is basically enter in my trades kind of around, or basically at night. I really should be getting into the trade more around like 7, which I guess would be up in here. And I just now fixed like my time bar down here, my scale down here, and unfortunately, I really think that that's going to be the game changer, because just trying to like convert this mentally from UTC, Chicago, or whatever the hell it was to, this is a lot easier. So now I definitely know like what time it is. So, anywho, this is the trade from last night. And I guess so I'm entering my trades in on the 15-minute chart. And to be honest, I really don't have like a set plan. I'm trying to like pretty much scale the plan that I had out, or the plan that I had come up with, strategized, and whatever the case may be. But on the 1-minute chart, that strategy basically where it breaks structure, returns to the break of structure, close above the 5 SMA, and then an entry. And then also the RSI needs to be oversold or overbought at 90 or 10. So I'm trying to apply that strategy now to the 4-hour chart, and the entries are supposed to be on the 15-minute. That's what I'm trying to do. But I haven't actually like written that particular strategy out for the 4-hour. So that's kind of on me. So that's kind of why I'm also gonna start doing these videos, so I can hold myself accountable and pull everything together. So back to this trade that I took last night. As you can see, I entered the trade in right here. And at first we did get a nice little push. What I waited on last night was basically a close on the 3-minute chart. Let's see if I can bring that up here. So, okay, cool, we got the same chart. Gonna kind of show y'all where I got in at. So I did use, again, the 3-minute chart just to make sure that my entry was decent. And so, as you can kind of see, we don't have the RSI on that one, but let's see. Feels like somewhere up in here is kind of hard when I don't have. Is this the RSI? No. I thought I had it on this chart, but I guess I do not. But anywho, this closed the 5 SMA, and the RSI was down. It was oversold. It had just been in an oversold position, so I can't necessarily find it right here. Like, what is this time? So this was 11:33. Yeah, so right here, found it. So if you can kind of see, so the RSI was in an oversold position right here. It's kind of hard to see with these things here, but if you can see right here, it was in an oversold position. It was like at 3, and then we got the close above this 5 SMA right here. So that's where I got into the entry, because I was just like, let's try to get it, try to get a decent entry on this 15-minute. I needed a little bit more detail. So got into the trade there. As you can see, it went into a little bit of drawdown, and then it ultimately pushed up. But by this time, I had gone to sleep. So at 12, I was asleep. I was right here, I remember, and this was in like $18 a profit. And then, as you can see, it did go ahead and push up. It created a new Asian high. So you can see the Asian high there. I'm gonna get this out of the way. So you can see the Asian high here. But however, once it did that, which was like at 1 o'clock, it then just dropped drastically. Now, the great thing is that, because as you can see, the original trade, I had my stop loss right here, and then I had the stop loss that, like, basically kind of what I'm doing is like where I feel like I should be out. Like if I were to cut losses early, that's where I'm starting to put like this makeshift stop loss, and then I'll just basically put an alert on there. So I don't have my like sound alerts on when I'm asleep. I don't have that going on. So I do kind of periodically like will wake up during the night and like look at my phone, but that didn't necessarily happen. So I woke up this morning, it was like maybe, I guess it was like 8, maybe 7:30, and I saw that, this had been triggered, but I wasn't too worried about it because thankfully last night I actually dropped the actual stop loss below the 4 hours. So I'll just kind of show you that here. And I apparently, because I had put the same trade in on the practice account, which is like right here, but I didn't move the stop loss to the same place on the practice. So unfortunately, the practice account lost money, but that is okay. But yeah, this was a 4-hour chart, and so yes, the stop loss was right here. That's where I put it. So I put it right underneath there. And so thankfully, by doing so, because this was supposed to be a 4-hour markup, a 4-hour trade. Because again, my goal is to put it in overnight, and then it's able to have more, swing room, throughout the day. It has 15 hours comparative to, 6 hours. So we're getting double the amount of time for the trade to do what it needs to do. Now, this has been a stretch for me because I need my money like quickly. I really do like making money every day. I like making money within 15 minutes, really 5 minutes, to no more than an hour. So this has been a very difficult kind of thing for me. But just logic and reasoning and just common sense is it just makes a little bit more, it kind of fights with me still, but it just makes more sense to just try to swing it overnight. And I mean, I find myself sleeping pretty okay, so it's all right. So anywho, the stop loss was down here below, and see, I'm not necessarily sure. I can't really necessarily remember. I guess it created a new Asian low, because I think the Asian low had been like prior to was like up here, I feel like. So yeah, that's how the trade played out. I'm gonna bring it over here so you can see like the break of structure. And I did it on the wrong chart. If I do that, will it go back? Yep. And move it over here. And go to the big screen. And so I have my markups on this chart. So as you can kind of see, we did have a day order block here that it had already kind of ran through. And then we had a new 4-hour order block that had been created. The market had this break here. I'm gonna move this so you can kind of see this gap that was created. So that gap was created basically when I came to the chart last night on Sunday. So what I had seen by the time I had gotten in here, I saw the gap, and then I also saw that this candlestick was obviously a bullish candlestick, and it was in this this 4-hour order block and had pushed up and had closed as it as you can see right here. So where I came in at was right here on this candlestick. I think once I went to sleep, definitely once I went to sleep, this candlestick showed that it was bullish. So I felt pretty decent again, just because we had come out of this, or we had the market had come down to this 4-hour order block and closed nicely, and then I just figured that I think down on the 1 hour, I think we had another order block that had been created, or so this 1 hour had been tested as well, and then we had this nice little push off, and this is kind of where I got in because we had a break of this little trend line there, and then so basically I was kind of like aware of the fact that okay, it may since I'm getting in right here, and then as you can kind of see or maybe you can't see, but there's an order block here. I'm gonna move this again, and yeah, so you can see this kind of order block. If you can't, let me just try to make it a little bit more clear. So this is an order block. If you don't know, I know you probably still can't see. I got a lot of stuff on my chart, but this was an order block, and so I was assuming that we would have a retest of this 1 hour order block, and as you can see, it kind of shot through that 1 hour order block and basically came back down and retested ultimately this 4-hour order block and the day order block. So thankfully, again, I put my stop loss, moved my stop loss manually below the 4-hour order block that had been formed here, and so that definitely saved my trade. And as you can see, the market did push on up around that 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock this morning. So I was pretty thankful for that. I did kind of cut it a little bit early. I didn't let it run the Asian high or even the previous daily high, which I should have, but I had, before I had even put in the last trade, this trade right here, I had already gotten into a trade last night. And it's weird because I guess it's not showing it on here. I thought I took it on the MSEX. I may have taken it on, yeah, I took it on this chart. I took it on the big guy. And so you can see, so I had already gotten this little movement right here. And then I waited for price to come back down to my original entry. And then that's where I decided to go, okay, let me move to, I guess this is called the micro, and, get back into the trade down here. So you can see right there, and I felt pretty good about that. I was like, oh, I was patient and I waited for trade, the trade to come back down. So really for me, it's about patience and just like waiting. But I did get into that trade, and as you can see, it pushed on up, but then we had this drawdown. So again, I'm glad that I moved this stop loss to the bottom of this 4-hour, to the bottom of the 4-hour there. The last thing that I want to go over is essentially how the 12-hour chart looked, which is really what made me sleep okay last night, because I saw this order block, this 12-hour order block. So I was like, oh, okay, worst case scenario, it's going to come down and retest, this 12-hour order block, but we should be seeing a push up out of that 4-hour order block again, with this little trend line here. I'll go to the 12-hour in this one, see if y'all can see it a little bit better. So this trend line here, I know it's a lot. It's pretty crazy, but you can see here the 12-hour order block marked up by these, the dotted lines here, and then the middle, um, I believe the 50 mark for Fibonacci purposes or whatever. So yeah, so that was a trade for today, and yeah, it pushed up. Last thing, because I didn't show the break of structure, I don't feel like. So the 12 hours what made me go home or made me go to sleep, feeling all right. And what originally made me decide to get into the trade was the break of this move this out the way, of this 4-hour trend line. If you can kind of see, you can kind of visualize it. So this is going down, we were having downward motion, and then we got this break right here, right? And so it broke basically this 4-hour lower high, and then I was expecting for a retest for it to come back down into this 4-hour order block, which it did by the time I got into the chart. And from right here, we had a good closing bullish candlestick. And then from right here, I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and get in. Got in about right there, and then I thankfully again put my stop loss below the 4-hour order block. And so as you can see, we went into some drawdown, and then ultimately we pushed up around 8 o'clock this morning. And yeah, so that was a trade for today. I only made $200. It's so sad. But $100 keeps the 9 to 5 away. And really, one of the sisters is saying, $1,000 keeps the 9 to 5 away. So, anywho, I'm just proud that we were profitable today. So, the balance on the account on the combine now is at $818. We got to get it to 3,000. It would be nice if we can do that here quickly. We could find something in the market. But today's profit and loss with the first trade on the larger, I forget what they call them, because it's like micro minis, I guess it would be. So I don't know if this is the mini and the other one's a micro, but whatever. Yeah, got $100 on that, and then got another 100 over here, and then I guess I'll just go ahead and put where the take profit was, because it did not close up there. I closed around right here, right underneath the London high. And that yielded me from right here to right there about 100. It was $100. So now it looks like the market is probably going to drop from this previous daily high, and we should, I would assume, be seeing a retrace, or it coming back to this 1-hour order block. So yeah, at least into this area here at the New York low. So hope that breakdown of this trade last night was helpful. I'm gonna try to be very, very consistent with these videos, and hopefully you gain some value. Not so sure if I'm the best teacher. I think I'm kind of all over the place. May have a little bit of ADD or whatever the case may be, but hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next video.